All right, this is the local resource improvement and cost share programs presentation with Cathy from the Lower Wind River Conservation District, Dave with Popo Conservation District, and Erin with the Dubois Crowheart Conservation District.
I want to shut the door so we can hear.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we'll go ahead. Just wanted to say thanks again to Fremont County Extension for the opportunity to present this morning and have us on the agenda as part of this group. As primarily the ranchers and farmers are those who we serve, so it's nice to be able to share that with you guys. And a lot of everybody in here probably knows who we are a bit, but just a bit more. We'll share a little bit more about some of the programs we have going on and a quick, short background about us. So we are. That's a different slide that I have. But anyway. So the Lower Wind River Conservation District, our district is one of 3 in Fremont County, and we're 34. There's 34 conservation districts in Wyoming, and we are defined by statute. We are local government as well as a special district, and we are the local voice for natural resource conservation needs, and cover those with other districts across the state, and we're part of the Wyoming Association of Conservation Districts and the National Association of Conservation Districts. We were founded here in Fremont County in 1969 when 2 conservation districts merged, the Pavilion Conservation District and the Wind River Conservation District. And in our office, we're operated, I guess I should start by saying, we're operated by a 5-member board of supervisors who are elected. We have 3 rural on our board, and 1 urban and 1 at large. Ron Lucas, Richard Dinky, and Rod Rivers are our rural representatives. Nick Biltoff is our at large, and Ray Applehans is our urban representative. And we have 4 staff. Again, I don't know why this presentation, I might need to stop and actually find my right one real quick. So I'm gonna take a quick break real quick, sorry. I'm gonna find the right one. I might have Dave hop up and talk, and then I'll find my right one and then come back.
That's a joke, Dave.
I guess I do. Hold one. Yeah, this is not the right one. But I'll go with it. Let's go with it. Actually, do you want to, Dave? Do you mind?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Flexible.
Thank you for being flexible. We'll switch game plans while I go get my other one.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna fill in for Kelsey. Beck. Popo Conservation District is based in Lander, and I don't have a map, but I'll just share. Our boundary starts at Bull Lake, kind of comes down through Fort Washakie, out to Ethity, down to Lander, out to South Pass, over to Jeffrey City. So we're in that southeast third of Fremont County. And yeah, our mission is to foster responsible land stewardship and sustainable ag practices that benefit our community and the environment. So, one of the things that we like to do is collaborate with other partners, and so we kind of have our fingers in a lot of different projects, a lot of different, different, I mean, from large producers to small producers. I mean, even just the urban, because all of our constituents, you know, are paying into our mill levy. Our, you know, we're a local government entity. We work with landowners on a voluntary basis, and you know, we're funded by grants and mill levy. So some of the grants and kind of direct us to work with certain things, but because we're funded by a mill levy, we try to work with just about everybody. And the Garden Expo is a big event that we've been putting on for about 10 years, and that's an opportunity to just bring a lot of people to the table, help a lot of people with gardening, just dealing with your own little tiny little piece of land in town. We have a variety of cost share programs that we have available, and it's probably more like 5 acres to 50 acres is probably more the niche that we work with. NRCS will work with those larger acreages. We have our two main programs are irrigation conveyance and on-farm resource enhancement. So irrigation conveyance are basically ditch improvement projects that help multiple landowners. So conveying the water basically from the head gate to the farm. And so it could be you know, converting open ditches to pipelines or liners. It could be structures, like head gates or splitters, that type of thing. For on-farm, we do a lot of irrigation projects. So basically from the head gate and then how you deliver that to your pasture or your meadow. And we'll do gated irrigation system, flood irrigation, sprinkler irrigation. Some of the other on-farm project examples, we've done a lot of solar stock water pumps and pipelines, and it's been a lot of fun to see producers. It's probably the project that brings the most joy to a producer because it can save so much time and money. We have people that are going out on a daily basis with their generators to pump a remote stock tank, and these solar water pumps are, you know, pretty much automatic. So we've done those projects. We'll also do fencing, so we'll do riparian fencing projects with folks, rotational grazing projects, windbreaks, and then even fish habitat projects. So our cost share program, we just have that available once a year. So deadline is in May, June, and then our board makes a decision in July. So that's kind of how things work. And then you have a year to implement that project. For a lot of irrigation projects, it seems like spring, well, when you get approved in July, usually fall is one of the best windows for implementing your project, and then you have a kind of another window in spring before irrigation water comes in. We have a seedling tree program. We've been doing that for years, and if you're in our district, you want to visit our table out there, we have some current forms, seedling tree forms. We usually start in November, taking orders when people are not thinking about trees at all. But then usually we're starting to run out of stock as you get into March, April. So, but we have about 24 different species, evergreen and deciduous. We have bare root and also potted stuff. So you can visit us there. Well water testing is a program we've been doing for a long time. A lot of the other districts in the state do that. If you have your own well, I mean, you just need to maintain it and make sure that the water's safe for you. So we have some cost share, and we just have a number of different options that you can use. So we have, you know, there's several drinking water options, but then we even have like an irrigation option and a livestock option. So there's a lot of different things. We recommend there's a basic option that's just like bacteria and nitrates that you can do every year. And that's the middle of May is when Popo Conservation District does ours. Another thing that we started just a couple years ago is our tire tank program, and that's for that kind of. It seems like whenever we're in a phase of drought, livestock producers are thinking about how they can get more water to their stock. And so, I mean, it could be on your private ground, or it could, be part of a public land lease. And so we have we're bringing in 12-foot tires that we have cut, and then they're stored at one of our supervisors' ranch outside of Lander. And they're about, they cost about just under $700, which is pretty reasonable. And they're big. I mean, you can hold about 1,200 gallons in them. And we make those available to anyone in the county, not just constituents in Lander. So I think we have one available right now. We're waiting on another truckload. We also have escape ramps. I mean, it's I think a lot of the NRCS, if it's an NRCS funded project, you guys require that, right? Escape ramps. So we have these escape ramps made out of metal, expanded metal that you can also purchase from us. So we have a technical assistance program, and actually Bobby, you can just stand up and turn around. Bobby Toman is he's a district engineer that we share with Lower Wind, and himself and myself, we can assist with a variety of different things. But if it has to do with irrigation, Bobby's the guy to design a system for you. And so when we provide cost share, we're also going out on your land, trying to figure out the problem with you. Usually it's not always clear what the problem is, or well, maybe what the problem is, but not what the solution is. So we can do surveying, and we can get you a design, and then go from there with the cost share program. So sometimes we're just providing technical assistance without cost share. I mean, if you're just like, I cannot get this high spot in my field, do you have any suggestions on what I should do? We can help you with that. So yeah, and it could be projects of all sizes. Water quality program, we have a pretty robust water quality program, and that's what I do. I'm the conservation specialist at the district. Kelsey Beck is our executive director, and she was unable to make it. And then we have a fourth staff, Diana Olson, that's our education coordinator and program assistant. So we're a four-staff office. Water quality, we've been working on impairments on the middle fork of the Poposia. We've had that impairment for primary contact recreation for about 20 years now, and we just, some of the district people were telling me, hey, congratulations, we just, every 2 years, the Department of Environmental Quality is required to put out an integrated report that lists water bodies that they've assessed and water bodies that are impaired for their designated use. And so we've had an E. coli impairment since 2002, and in the new integrated report in 2024, we're going to be delisting that segment. We've been monitoring for years, which helps us understand sources, and then we've been able to work on a voluntary basis with landowners to implement improvements, or what we call best management practices. So that's quite an accomplishment. It doesn't happen very often, and basically what we can tell the folks in Lander is that the risk to getting sick by accidentally ingesting water when they're recreating is lower now. We're below the standard. We're meeting the state standard that the Wyoming DEQ has established. We also we're starting to do some work in Twin Creek. There's a sediment impairment there. And we also work up in the Sweetwater on Lander Creek. So we're kind of all over working with people on that. Also, if you are in the impaired reach of Horniker Creek or the formerly impaired reach of the Middle Fork, we have a septic maintenance program, something that we started a couple years ago. It's just to try to encourage people to pump their septic systems regularly. That can be a source for E. coli in our waterways, so we provide some cost share. We also we can do some camera work. We can pay for camera work. Sometimes people get a new home and their septic system was not permitted, and they may not even know if it's an old home what they have. If it's a car body or if they have a septic system, so we can assist people in understanding where their system is, how old it is, and whether it should be replaced. We've been since 2016 had it's kind of on its own, but we work with the Healthy Rivers Initiative. We're kind of the primary partners in this initiative, where we work with a lot of agencies to improve quantity and quality in the Popo watershed. So it's a pretty large watershed, and we have some issues with flows in late summer and of course with water quality. So we've been trying to tackle these issues with partners, landowners, ag sector, and so we're able to tap into some grant funding to do river projects, address bank stabilization issues, do riparian plantings, fencing, erosion control. We're looking at working with larger ditch projects to improve efficiency so that we can keep more water in the river. So if you have any interest in the Healthy Rivers Initiative, you can come by and speak with me. We also do a lot of education, and it's not a cost share program, but we're in the schools. So it's pretty much from second grade all the way through high school. We're working with students to teach them natural resource education, and it's kind of neat to see. You're teaching some second graders, and then 10, 15 years later, you see them in high school, and now they're starting to think about maybe following a science program or even a natural resource program in college. So. So we're doing, water cycle, soils, aquatic insects, all kinds of different lessons. One of the programs that we've done for about 10 years that's pretty rewarding to us and to the students is the Outdoor Education Day. And it's a day where we kind of focus on outdoor recreation with the kids. We have multiple agencies, probably about 10 stations up at the Alpine Science Institute in Sinks Canyon. And the college usually has their students that go around with each group of kids, and they learn about trees, they learn about scat and tracks and predators and how to read a map and weather and water and all being a responsible recreator outdoors. So that's been a really good program. Usually the kids get a fishing pole at the end of the day, and they're pretty excited after that day. I think conclusion, we strive to create a sustainable, resilient, and thriving ag landscape for generations to come. If you have any questions, come see me. Again, I've got some handouts on who we are, a little more information. The Garden Expo is going to be April 20th. It's kind of like Farm and Ranch Days, but it's for small acreage people, for gardeners and backyard living and outdoor recreation. So April 20th, our keynote's gonna be the executive director from Cheyenne Botanic Gardens. He's gonna be talking about water-wise lawn management, floriculture. We're gonna have small acre pork, house plants, growing melons, dealing with varmints, all those types of topics. So if you're interested, you can grab a flyer. I have it at my booth in the back. So, any questions? Okay, thank you.
Try this again, I'm really sorry. It's what I get for having 2 white jump drives and having a same slide on multiple presentations per slide, so there we go. All right, yeah, sorry about that, I'll go quick, because again, Dave, a lot of our programs overlap anyway, so I'll just kind of be specific about, or touch on the specifics of programs in our district, but this is the one I was kind of wanting to show, again, about how there's 3 of us in Fremont County, the 34 across the state. Just a little fact about our district, we have about 21,500 people within our district. Population-wise, we are the biggest in our, in Fremont County, but size-wise, Popo beats us out by, I think you're 2.5 million and we're like 1.9. So irrigated acres, we do have about 169,000 irrigated acres in our district, which is quite a bit, and a lot of, again, what kind of projects we work on with our constituents. I talked about our board already, and our staff. This is our current staff. We have grown over the past year. I started in 2022, and in September, and then later in the year, or in early 2023 in May, Braxton Stevens came on as our programs coordinator, and Amanda Ablard came in October, or end of September, October timeframe. And Bobby is actually, again, shared with Popoja, and he's been here the longest out of us, so that, again, works on our engineering projects. Our cost share program is similar to what Dave mentioned in Popoja. We offer a resource enhancement cost share program and a community resource enhancement cost share program. The resource enhancement program, we do have 2 deadlines, one March 1st, which is coming right up, and another one in September 1st. And these are for projects with irrigation, water management, stream bank stabilization, windbreaks, fencing, solar panel, water wells, and it's a 50% cost share up to $10,000. So if your project costs $20,000, we'll help pay up to that 10, but or that 50-50. So if your project is $8,000, we'll share at $4,000. So same with our community enhancement. These are more for groups and entities that are looking to do projects to address soil erosion, water quality or quantity. We actually just helped the Cats Museum here in Riverton with a demonstration project, a natural resource related project with a topo box. They came to us and applied, and we helped in that cost share with them, but those projects are just up to $5,000 in cost share. Same as Popoja, we offer well water testing. We do have 3 dates in 2024, April 17th, May 15th, and October 16th. And we just come pick up a kit for drinking water, and we are going to be offering livestock tank testing this year as well. The well water and soil testing are both part of our analysis cost share program. So for our constituents within our district, we offer up to $300 on the well water testing and soil testing. So if you do a well water test, now with the price increase that we use Energy Laboratories out of Casper. Their prices have increased, and this will get about 1 test a year, so which is what we kind of like to have within program anyway. So if you haven't had your well tested ever, or within the last 10 years, or 5 to 10 years, and you're interested, you have that kind of benefit within our district up to that amount. And same with soil testing. We have an account with Stuckenholtz lab out of Twin Falls, Idaho, where we have soil testing bags. You come in, grab a bag, take it home, test your, dig a plot, put the soil in your test bag, bring it back, and then we'll send it off to Twin Falls to get tested. When the results get back, then we send that to you. But if you have another lab that you'd rather test with, we'll do that too, but we do have that analysis available. Another big one that we've had over the last couple of years are no-till drills. We do have a 10-foot drill and a 6-foot no-till. We have 2 no-till drills, a 10-foot and a 6-foot, that we rent out to constituents within Fremont County. It is countywide. We have taken it up to Dubois country and over to Lander as well. At a cost of $15 an acre. Last year alone, we helped 29 producers plant a little over 700 acres within Fremont County, which was really, really a neat effort. We started getting calls March, April to see if they could rent the drill, and kind of hit the ground running the rest of the season, through spring planting into fall planting as well. We are working on a survey to send out, so if there was anybody in this room that used the drills last year, first, thank you. And second, we'll be sending a survey here shortly to see what you thought of it, how it worked, what worked well, what didn't work well, what could be better. We are learning a lot with both drills, how they work on different types of ground, from rangelands to croplands, and calibrating and what seed mixes work well. And so we've learned a lot over the last couple of years and continue to try to expand and grow the program to the best that it can be. As part of that, we hold a soil health workshop, thanks with Eric and NRCS in helping us host that, to kind of cover the ins and outs of no-till drilling and what the benefits are, and how to use the drills, and just soil health in general. So we hope to, we're already kind of brainstorming, thinking of a new workshop for 2024, which we're thinking maybe first part of June timeframe. Also, like Dave, we're right in the middle of our tree and shrub sales. We have, I think, 32 varieties this year, both trees and shrubs, evergreens to deciduous, and we're open, our order forms are open till the 19th of April, but we encourage that you order soon before things sell out. We've sold out of one so far, and close to a couple others. But yeah, call our office and check out our tree list. We'd be happy to help you decide maybe what works well. We do have a lot of drought tolerant species, since that's our area, and we also have this tree guide which tells about every species that is on the list, and different facts about them and what grows well, what zones they're in, and so it's really nice and catered specifically to what we offer. And also education and outreach. We have a newsletter distribution that we send out quarterly to over 900 folks within our district and outside of our district even. So if you'd like to be on our newsletter and you're not, please let us know. We provide updated information and all things going on in the newsletters. So, and we also provide natural resource related lessons to schools and have an annual poster contest, and provide workshops, kind of like I mentioned, and continue to grow that program with Amanda now on board too. We're trying to offer even more of that and get in with some schools on some lesson planning and other activities. We do offer a few grants. Currently we have 2 Ocean Lake grants open. These are to help reduce the amount of sediment entering the Ocean Lake, because Ocean Lake is impaired, similar to what Dave mentioned. In their area, we have several water bodies that are listed as impaired within our district. Ocean Lake being one of them, and we continue to seek grants to help with projects to eliminate contributions of sediment and other pollutants entering Ocean Lake. One we currently have open is kind of intended specifically for seeding and fencing projects. And so if you're within the Ocean Lake watershed and you have some projects in mind, come talk to us. We do have those funds available through just June of this year. We're kind of nearing the end of this grant. Just quickly, I wanted to share a project that was new for us as a district. We just installed 19 gutter bins around Riverton last October. And gutter bins are these kind of manufactured gutter systems that go within the drains around, we have them around the drains in Riverton. They kind of are retrofitted to, like this is just a drain system that has these bags, they're called Mundus bags, that catch pollutants from trash, plastic, sediments, hydrocarbons, metals, tire treads, cigarette butts. And they are cleaned out periodically by the city. So this was a partnership between the city of Riverton and the Lower Wind River Conservation District. We purchased these 19 systems to be placed around Riverton, and their part of the project is to clean the systems. They have a vacuum truck that cleans them out in the spring and summertime and fall. And then in the winter, they either remove the bags completely to just operate like they have been, so they don't ice up and get damaged. And I mean, like right now, we know it's a mess. So with our streets, just along, like this was a similar project that had been done in Sheridan, and it's hard to see, but these were the different drains that they had placed the gutter bins at, and they've gone back. They talked about, or they didn't included the install date, and then went back to clean them out and how much poundage of junk, I guess, was inside those bags, and altogether in that one testing, they came out with 2,309 pounds of garbage that they were picking up and taking out before entering the Goose Creek watershed. So we're trying to do the same thing here in Riverton without it hitting the Wind River, because everything does go directly to the Wind River from here. So it's a new urban project. We haven't typically done, the district has done various urban projects, but this was another one that we thought would be kind of a neat thing to partner with, and the city was very excited and interested in it. So it was a neat thing that we were able to be a part of for the past year. And we're excited to see come this spring, kind of, we haven't measured them yet, so we're excited to see what they capture and kind of timeframes of, how many months, how much has been captured, and kind of develop something similar like had been done for the Goose Creek, and hopefully have some more results to show in a year or so about how this project's working. And then just a few other projects we offer, similar to Popo with Bobby. We have engineering technical assistance. We are monitoring surface waters. We did some monitoring on Muddy Creek this last year, specifically for nutrients and some other E. coli and other things, but because Boysen is such a hot spot right now for harmful cyanobacteria, and Muddy Creek is a tributary to it, we monitored some took some monitoring samples, took some nutrient samples to see, just kind of get a picture of what is contributing to Boysen from Muddy Creek. We also do rangeland monitoring and plantings, stream bank restoration. We are working on a project with the NRCS, and partners. We do advocacy with commenting And that's it. We do have a survey at our booth right now, and if you haven't been by, please come check it out and take the survey to get entered into a raffle drawing for a compost bin, weed barrier, or roll, or a hat. And this survey is just intended to kind of help us determine how our programs have worked for you, if you have taken part in them, or if there are other things that we could potentially be offering that you would be interested in partaking. So with that, hopefully I left some time for you, Erin. all my goofing up with the presentations here. So, all right, thank you. Are there any questions?
Is that tree guide on your website?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, and I guess I should mention, all the handout, we have a ton of handouts and references and things. We have a lot of them here at our table, but a lot of everything that I showed up here is also on our website. So the tree guide, the tree forms, the drill information. So check it out.
It's fine, I only have 5 minutes because I'm in a really large district, 1.4 million acres with a very small population. The Dubois Crowheart Conservation District is located in Dubois. Year-round, the population varies widely. In the summertime, people have houses that they come to, so right now maybe the population is 950 people, and in the summertime we'll have about 1,400 people. So a lot of what I'm doing isn't so much to do with ranching, though we offer cost shares for irrigation projects, mainly stock watering tanks with solar panels, gated pipe, but our biggest cost share is for greenhouses. Our constituents are changing rapidly there, so for personal greenhouses, we offer cost share $2,500 or 50% of the project cost. And with ag stuff, it's $4,500 or 50%. So I'm a one-man band up there. So it kind of just depends on community needs, which direction the district goes. I've worked a lot with the school, doing water quality stuff. My background's in aquatic entomology, and what Dave was saying, it's really interesting and fun to see kids grow. And if you've had middle school kids attend Riverton Middle School, their principal was Mr. Collins for a while. Well, he was my high school teacher in Dubois, and he would take us to this creek and do aquatic insect stuff with us. Now I take the kids there, and it's really cool just getting that program going and getting people interested and involved in natural resources. A lot of these bigger ranches are getting subdivided now, so I've been focusing a lot on these subdivisions that are growing, encouraging people to do fire-wise, wildlife-friendly fencing, and just be conscientious of the buildings that they're putting up and the kind of landscaping that they're doing. We also have a tree program. I work with Cathy with the seedling trees. We also work with Sweetwater Garden and to offer flowering shrubs and plants. We're going to be putting in a pollinator garden at the town park, kind of a beautification project, but also to encourage people to plant pollinating flowering plants. So I've worked with CWC. There's a little, like the Cyber Cafe in Dubois has a gal from CWC there. And I've worked with those guys. Last year we had, I think, 8 classes, because I took the Master Gardener series online during the whole, just at night when the whole pandemic thing. But made a lot of connections, things like this. You meet a lot of connections. The Garden Expo in Lander, if you haven't been to that with Dave and those guys, is so cool. And you just meet such interesting people. So we put on a gardening series, and last year, I think 8 classes, food preservation, starting from seed, I'm putting together a seed exchange program up there, so you could come to my little office and get, you know, envelopes and take some seeds, and that's all, those are all plants that have been successful up there, and it's just a community seed exchange, which is really cool. And so with that pollinator thing, yeah, one of the classes that we're gonna put on this year is to promote pollinators. So I was thinking, you know, it'd be really cool to beautify something at the park. Hopefully the dogs don't go, you know, tear all the plants up. That is a concern. But then that could be kind of an exhibit for people and encourage people to do xeriscaping and plant pollinating plants. And what else? Is anybody in that district? It goes from Wind River Lake up on Togety Pass down to Diversion Dam. I do have applications for the cost share if any of you guys are in that district and want an application. We also offer free well water testing, but not as extensive as the other two districts because we're just much smaller. So we offer free coliform tests once a year. Ours is a little bit more, it's later in the year. We have to stagger that because a lot of the people come in the summertime, so we have to wait till like June for them to show up to their second homes or whatever. And that's pretty much the gist of it. I'm in the process of getting water testing equipment and to test surface waters. The conservation district there has not tested running water since 2006. And there are currently no listed or impaired water bodies that we know of, not running waters. There are some lakes up there in the high country that have some cyanobacteria blooms, but other agencies are investigating as why that's happening. So hopefully this summer I'm going to be starting that program and we'll put those results out. I've worked with the DEQ and the Forest Service, Game and Fish, and the other conservation districts to get that ball rolling. So that's pretty much it. Any questions for me? Okay, thank you.
Will you guys get out in front of the display and let me take your picture? All of our presenters.
Yeah, I guess we're done for ours.
Yep, you're free to go.
Thank you. Me?
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
I kind of want to put your, that's pretty good, guys. I kind of want to put the map behind us.